15. Remy invests £600 for 5 years in a savings account. By the end of 5 years, he's received a total of £75, and that's simple interest. Now, don't get caught out by this. A lot of questions in the new exams are all compound interest. Simple interest means you got the same amount of interest each year. So if we do 75 divided by 5, that's going to be £15 each year interest. Now, what we want to do is find out what percentage 15 is of 600. So all we do is we do 15 out of 600, and to turn it into a percentage, we multiply that by 100. So we key that into our calculator, and we get 2.5. So our answer is 2.5% interest. Question 16 says describe fully the single transformation that maps shape A onto shape B. Well, I hope you can see there that that's a reflection, and it's a reflection in this line here, which is the x-axis, or you could refer to it as the line y equals 0. Either will do. So what we'd need for the 2 marks is it's a reflection in the x-axis. And I'm going to put or line y equals 0. Now, this question says Adrian is going to make some concrete, and it gives us a whole load of details. He needs to make 100 kilograms of cement and 375 kilograms of sand and 1080 kilograms of stone. And it tells you what size of bags they're sold in. Now, Adrian's already got 10 bags of cement, so his weight of cement is going to be, so let's write cement down here. He's got 10 times 25, so he's got 250 kilograms of cement. What did he need? He needed 180, so he can tick that off. He's fine for cement. Now, let's look at sand. He's got 20 bags of sand and they each weigh 22.5. So we want 20 times 22.5. So if I do that on the calculator, that comes to 450 kilograms of sand. He only needed 375, so he's got plenty. We can tick that off. Now, what about the stone? So stone is got 20 times 50 for this one, which comes to 1000 kilograms. Now, what did he need? He needed 1080. So I'm going to write 1080 kilograms down. So what's the difference? Well, each of the bags is 50, so one won't be enough. He's going to need to buy 2. So he needs to buy, final answer, 2 bags of stones. Now in 18A, it says Bill wants to increase 150 by 3%, and he did 150 times 1.3. He would have increased it by 30%. Because his multiplier should have been, if you think 100% plus 3% would give you 103%. And when we turn a multiplier into a decimal, we divide the percentage by 100. So that multiplier would be 1.03. So what did he do wrong? He used the wrong multiplier. With 1.3, he should have used 1.03. And the next question about Sally is very similar. Sally wants to decrease 150 by 3%. So if you think, if we start off with 100% and we take away 3%, we get 97%. If we turn that into a multiplier, divide 97 by 100, we get 0.97. So we should have 150 times 0.97. So if I do that on the calculator, 150 times 0.97, and we get 145.5. Question 19a is an algebra, so we've got to solve this equation. The first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to multiply out the brackets. So 3 times x is 3x, 3 times minus 4 is minus 12, and that equals 12. So we need to leave the 3x on its own, so we're going to do the inverse on the left-hand side. To get rid of minus 12, we do plus 12, so we plus 12 to the other side as well. So we get 3x equals 12 plus 12 is 24. So x is going to equal 24 divided by 3, which is 8. The second part, B, says factorise fully 9b minus 3b squared. So outside the brackets, we've got to take the common factors. So the common factor of 3 and 9, well, 3 goes into both of them, but we can also take a b outside as well. Put a bracket. What have I got missing? 3b times what makes 9b? That's a 3 minus 3b times what to make 3b squared is going to be a b. So our final answer is going to be 3b brackets 3 minus b. The next question 20 is about Venn diagrams. Now it tells us the set of numbers we're dealing with are all the even numbers between 1 and 25. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to write these down the right hand side to start. So we'd have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22 and 24. And then it tells us what should be in set A, what should be in set B, and what should be in set C. And anything else is going to be on the outside. So where we start, we want to see, are there any numbers that's in all three sets, A, B, and C? So that's going to go for this one in the centre. So if we look here, the number 8 is in all three of them. So I'm going to put that right in the middle there. And I'm going to cross number 8 off here on my diagram and off here as well. Now I'm going to look next. Is there anything that's in A and B? Now there isn't. So there's nothing else that goes here between A and B. So the next one I'm going to look at, is there anything between B and C? So B and C would go there. B and C, what's common? There's a 20. So we're going to put a 20 there, and we cross it off that list, cross it off there, and cross it off here as well. And then the other one that we need to check, is there anything that's in A and C? I can't see anything that's in both of those. So what we need to do then, we need to put the missing members of A, we need to put into this bit of A over here. So we've got 2, and we've got 10, and we've got 14, and then I'm going to cross them off the list for A. Then for B, we've got 6, so 6 goes over here, and then we cross it off that list. I've forgotten to cross them off on the other side here. So we've got 6 off that list there. What else haven't I crossed off that we've done already? I've done 20. I didn't do 2, 10 and 14. So 2, 10 and 14. We've got to keep a good tally here. And then what's missing from C? We've got 18 and we've got 22. So 18 and 22 go there. So we should have crossed those off there, and we should have 18 and 22 there. Now all we have to do is check what numbers haven't we picked so far. We haven't picked a 4, or we haven't picked a 12 or a 16 or a 24. So these are the numbers that go on inside the rectangle but not inside any of the circles. So we've got 4, 12, 16 and 24. Finally, the last bit of the question says a number is chosen at random from the values. Find the probability that the number is a member of A intersection B. Well, A intersection B, I'm just going to highlight this for you. A intersection B is going to be this part of the diagram. Don't get caught out and think there's 8 numbers. There's only one number, the number 8 in there. So our fraction is going to be, there's only one number in there. How many numbers are we picking out of? This list here has 12 numbers on it. So the answer is 1/12. Now in question 21, we're shown a scatter graph and we're asked to criticise and say 2 things that are wrong with this answer. There's a number of things that are wrong. The line of best fit isn't the best. I would say it would be more around here. If you look at the scale along here, can you see 160 to 170, 80, 90? They're going up in tens from there, but there's a jump between 140 and 160, that's 20. It doesn't start at 0. That's not necessarily a problem. I'll pick 2 of those to write down then. So the line of best fit not in correct position, and the scale on the height axis is incorrect. For instance, here that's plus 20, and then each of those is plus 10. So it's not consistent. Plus 20 from 140 to 160, then plus 10. Now question 22, we've got a triangle BEG, but we've also got some parallel lines here as well. So let's look for what we can spot with parallel lines. Now I can see a Z angle here, so I'm just going to mark this on with my highlighter. So in that Z angle there, if that's 110 degrees, then all of this angle here is going to be 110 degrees. So what that means is this angle here must be 110 take away 35. So 110 take away 35, that's going to be, that angle there is going to be 75 degrees. So let's write that up then. We have got angle EBG equals 75 degrees, and the reason is angle DEF equals angle EBC equals 110 degrees, and the reason they are alternate. Now the next angle I can find is this one here. 110 plus 25 is 135, so these are on a straight line, so this angle here must be 45 degrees. So I've just written that in there. BEG equals 45 degrees, angles on a straight line. Now the final angle we need to get is X, so we can get that through the angles in a triangle add up to 180. 75 plus 45 makes 120, so X must be 60 degrees, and the reason angles in triangle add to 180 degrees. So X is 60 degrees.